Something strange about these solicitors' names. Hackett Brown, Chart Token and Law, Kat Rowenbeck. Huh. Okay, referral letter 1, 2, and 3. Why does she jump scare me? It's so bizarre. Hackett and Brown. Dear Dr. Dekker, I refer a client to your clinic for evaluation. Claire Castleford. She is being charged with the murder of her husband, and we require your diagnosis as to whether she was of sound mind and had the mens rea required for the crime. Mens rea? Don't know what that means. Huh. Chart, token, and ba. Dear Dr. Dekker, we believe that our client, who has only given us her first name, Mariana, is mentally unstable and would like your expert opinion on the matter. We are happy to cover all your costs and look forward to receiving your report forthwith. Rowling's house. Chart, token, and ba. Kat Rowenbeck. For the attention of Dr. Dekker, I'm referring to yet another client to you today for futuristic psychiatric evaluation. No, sorry, further. Did I say futuristic a second ago? Further psychiatric evaluation. It is my hope that you concur with my suspicions and are able to find him insane under the guidelines set out within McNaughton rules. Who? Somebody wants me to agree with them about somebody being crazy, but I don't know who it was based on this letter. Just that it's a male character. Kat Rowenbeck. Chart, token, and ba. Hackett and Brown. Chart, token, and ba. Kat Rowenbeck. There's something strange about these solicitors' names. Hackett Brown, Chart, token, and law. Kat Rowenbeck. I don't know if I see what's weird about them. Maybe I can ask you about these people's names? Who referred you, specifically? Hackett and Brown.
My solicitors did refer me, but I ended up going privately as it was cheaper. I'm paying them enough already without them getting a percentage of my therapy bill.
Interesting. I misspelled Hackett and Brown and it still seemed to go through anyway. So the solicitors still went through as a message. So they referred her and then she specifically went in separately without the referral in order to avoid them taking money. Let's see. Solicitors. Already happened here. Should I ask you about that, Mariana?
That doesn't mean anything.
Okay, fine. Let's ask about the specific person then, since we have her name. Chart, token, and ba. Chart, token, and bow.
Why are you asking me that?
Chart.
I don't know.
Token.
Don't know.
Ba.
Why?
Okay, that's a total dead end then. I tried. Alright then, Claire. Why does the girl think David is creepy?
You seem muddled, Doctor.
Okay, fine. I'm trying to get back on the lake house.
David hasn't been well. Otherwise, I'd taken you. Shall I bring him to you next time?
Yes. Bring him here.
Next time, then. Although it will have to be just you here, and late at night. I can't have anyone else see him.
Okay, then. If I can get him to show up, then that's how we'll do it. I'm trying to figure out what we can do with this thing. I want confirmation this person exists, basically.
The little girl, our neighbor at the lake house, she says David is weird and creepy.
I haven't asked about David again. Let's try that again.
David has been hunting and skinning again. but from the look of the torso, he caught a domestic cat. I'm being generous. It was definitely a cat. I spoke to David about it, but I have no idea if he can comprehend me or not. He just grunts at me. He doesn't even smile anymore. Not at all.
He doesn't smile.
I don't have an answer for you.
Comprehend.
Sorry, I don't know.
Domestic cat.
Yes, sorry. I left out an important detail. The girl, Anushka. She was crying because her cat had gone missing, and she thinks that David killed it. Doctor, I'm worried.
Well, I mean, David probably did kill that cat. So for the first time we have a name for this girl, Anushka.
I spoke to her again. She wouldn't tell me her name, which is quite right. I am a stranger after all. So I gave her the name Anushka. She said the man that lives in the lake house is weird and creepy.
Could that be because the man in the lake house is indeed weird and creepy as fuck, you know? Being a zombie and all. How amazing would it be if that actually did something? Be a bit of a trap. Anushka, or yeah, so these notes are of variable usefulness. Sometimes it's literally just saying, like that was just saying the name that they said. I'm like, yeah, I got that much. Hunting and skinning.
Sorry, that doesn't mean...
Missing cat. Did David kill Anushka's cat?
Are you even listening?
Has she talked to Bryce or Iris? Have you talked to Bryce or Iris?
I never talked to Bryce, but I did talk to Iris. She didn't want to at first. She blames me for David's death, but as we both know, that's not a thing. Anyway, she said she was never locked up in any basement and had never heard of any Doctor Dekker. So it's, as I first suspected, a lie. You didn't make all of that up so I talked to Iris again, did you?
Right, because Bryce is the one that found Iris in the basement, at least according to him. I should tell Bryce Iris denies being locked in the basement. That's curious, but at the same time, if someone has a traumatic experience, they might desperately want to remove that experience from their lives and their history and not acknowledge it ever with anyone. So that could be one potential reason as to why she doesn't want to talk about it, for example. But there could also be a thing where perhaps she might have been hypnotized, since apparently Dekker could do that. That could make some sense. Let's check with Bryce before I forget then. Right. Iris denies. Well, let's get started with him first. I'll work my way around to that. How are you today?
I'm fine. I'm worried. My pursuer in the hour, he's definitely military. I've developed a new skill to deal with him.
Excuse me? New skill?
Last night, I saw him draw something from his jacket. He was approaching me, grinning. I had nowhere to go. So I closed my eyes and imagined... Well, I imagined being back home. And when I opened them again, I'd teleported.
That is new.
I was as surprised as you are. I just imagined I was somewhere else, and there I was. Perhaps Dr. Dekker was right. Think of something, and it becomes real, if you believe in it. But I'll only do it wisely. Imagine the mistakes you might make. Don't want to become one with the igneous layer too soon.
Yeah, that'd be bad. You generally don't want to become one with the igneous layer. The igneous layer? What kind of reference are you making? That's weird. Igneous refers to volcanic rock. But you said you don't want to become with it too soon. I mean, you're a grave digger. You don't bury people in the igneous layer. It'd be all sediment. Why would you dig through igneous? It'd be too hard. It'd be a nightmare. Unless you're talking about like some incredibly long future on the geologic timescale where everything eventually cycles through the igneous layer. Like, if you're talking about the terms of like countless millions of years, perhaps, I suppose. Maybe he'll actually expand on that.
These sessions cost a lot of money, Doctor. I'm not just going to leave in the middle of one. But I can see you don't believe me. Do you really want me to teleport, Doctor?
What? I feel like these are the correlation between what I say and how they respond is getting more and more detached as the playthrough goes on. It's getting really weird sometimes. Like, the game's training me to just repeat words back at them that they say in order to continue. And so I was like, let's try Igneous Layer just to see if he expands on the whole geologic thing he was talking about a second ago. But now he's like, I can see you don't believe me. These sessions cost money, you bastard, and stuff like that. I'm like, what's happening? I don't know what you think I said. Oh my god. I sometimes wish that instead of showing me the exact word that I said, it would show the keyword or clue that I stumbled upon by typing it, so at least I would know what the game thinks I said, and that would be more useful than this view, which is just, it's the exact words that I wrote, but then I don't know how the game interpreted that, and that leads to problems. I believe you.
No, don't know.
I believe that you can teleport. You don't need to show me anything.
I don't know.
No, you do not need to teleport.
Good. I was starting to think you didn't care about me one way or the other.
Jesus Christ, you are difficult to talk to sometimes. Let's try Iris denies being locked in the basement.
How extraordinary. So the girl in the basement was somebody that Claire knows, and she's adamant that I didn't rescue her. I really wish I'd taken photos now.
I mean, yeah, you should have taken photos, frankly. It's silly that you didn't. The you saying that it's too dark doesn't make any sense because cameras have flash, and you can't say that it won't operate somehow because it has to operate because otherwise you could never take photos. You inherently don't make sense on a physics level because your camera and your own eyes wouldn't be getting light at a proper frequency to be able to see or take photos if time's truly stopped. So we have to just assume this stuff magically works. So if we're gonna magically assume your camera can take photos during the hour, then we can magically assume that it also can have a flash. In which case, it being dark just doesn't make sense as a logical reason for why your thing just stops working suddenly. Let's see. That's the loan. What was the major new thing of today? Toxicology report. Imazepam. Let's try that. Imazepam.
I have nothing to tell you about that.
I think I misspelled it. Timazepam.
My other doctor had prescribed me sleeping pills before I came to see Dr. Dekker. I think they were called temazepam. I never took them.
Maybe I should just stick with sleeping pills because it's easier to remember and spell. You never took them.
I don't know anything about...
You never took your pills.
Sorry.
You never took your pills.
Your questions seem to be getting...
Fine. That's fine.
I was as surprised as you are. I just imagined I was somewhere else, and there I was. Perhaps Dr. Dekker was right. Think of something, and it becomes real, if you believe in it. But I'll only do it wisely. Imagine the mistakes you might make. Don't want to become one with the igneous layer too soon.
You say that Doctor Dekker was right.
No.
Okay, never mind then. Let's ask about Military Man.
My pursuer. He's measured in his approach, watching, testing. When he finally came for me, I wasn't ready. I think he underestimated me though, and that allowed me to escape. He didn't think I'd be able to just leave. Why do you think he's coming after me, Doctor? Oh, I think I might know.
You think you might know why he's coming after you?
I think he's death, Doctor. I think I saved that old woman from burning to death in bed, and now he's coming after me to even the score. Do you think it could be death?
That doesn't make sense, does it? Didn't he say there was already a guy showing up in all of his dreams, not dreams, during his hour, and that person would tempt him with distractions, right? What if he tried to follow him? Like, so if Bryce tried to follow this person, that person would distract them, and in order to get away. And one of the distractions was that there was an open window leading to a woman that was going to burn to death, and then he put the stuff in the tub just to stop the fire, right? That's what Bryce did. So the guy was already showing up. So he wouldn't be here because of that, because that happened after he was already showing up in the first place. So it doesn't really match up. No, I do not think he is death.
It's just me. I'm going crazy. I'm so strange. Everything about me is strange already, but to have another presence in my hour, it's unhinged me.
Unhinged?
No.
Can't go anywhere further with that. I don't think it's death, because of what I just said. The timeline doesn't really make sense. Let's see. Tell me about work.
Work is fine. If anything, I've been falling behind again. I think it's the stress of not being alone in the midnight hour anymore.
Not being alone.
Ask me.
Stress. Did I do that correctly? Nope. You're falling behind.
I don't know.
You're falling behind at work. Ah, come on. What am I doing here?
Work is fine. If anything, I've been falling behind again. I think it's the stress of not being alone in the midnight hour anymore.
I suppose we technically haven't asked about midnight hour during this particular session, even though we've already talked about it in many ways.
I stole a painting. There, I've said it. It was from the local gallery, Providence. I really like it, but I can't afford it. So I took it.
Let's ask about Providence, then. You were talking up one of the people that works there.
Providence is the name of the local gallery here. Always lots of new art and artists, if you only visit once a year. Like I do, anyway.
So you stole a painting. Is that why you were talking to that girl?
I don't understand.
Were you talking to that girl because you stole the painting, or were you still talking about her and then while you were there you got the idea to steal the painting, I wonder? Let's see. Can't afford a painting.
It's a painting of a spider in a large web on the pendulum of a grandfather clock that's stuck at 3:15.
Aren't all clocks stuck at a time in a painting? Because they can't ever change? 3:15.
No.
Grandfather clock.
My grandfather died in World War II. He was a lorry driver. I don't really know much about him. Brave, though, you'd imagine.
Strange dead end, then. Tell me about your family.
I don't know anything about that.
I don't have a family. What are you talking about?
It's a painting of a spider in a large web on the pendulum of a grandfather clock that's stuck at 3:15.
A little trapped on that one.
I stole a painting. There.
Guess we technically didn't say stole.
It's just that one thing, just the painting I've stolen recently. I think my new pursuer is unraveling me. Is it okay to steal things, Doctor? If I really like them?
No, dear Bryce. It is not suddenly totally okay, okie dokie, to steal something just because you really, really want it, like for reals, yo.
I thought you'd say that. I will do my best to refrain from it, but I can't promise anything.
Alright, well, let's just continue the circle then. Have you killed anyone?
No, don't know.
What was the other thing? Have you been taking photos?
Ask me something.
Nope, also a dead end. Okay.
It's just that one thing, just the painting I've stolen recently. I think my new pursuer is unraveling me. Is it okay to steal things, Doctor? If I really like...
We kind of already went down that path already. Might be a little trapped again.
It's a painting of a spider in a large web on the pendulum of a grandfather clock that's stuck at 3:15.
Do you like spiders for some reason?
The spider from the painting. I'd like to think it was me. Like, I was lying in wait and spinning some elaborate trap in my midnight hour. It's more likely that I'm just the fly.
And what do you mean by fly?
There's no fly in the painting. I think that's what I like about it. The spider has been so intent on spinning its web that it hasn't noticed there'll be nothing to eat.
Nothing to eat.
I have nothing to...
Wasn't really expecting that to go any further, but I figured I'd poke around because sometimes just repeating the last thing is fruitful. So you like the painting because... he likes the painting because apparently there's not going to be anything to eat, and like that means the spider is like too focused on something to notice that it's making a mistake. But they also, for some reason, he also said that he likes to think that he's the spider. So he likes to think that he's the creature that's wasting all of its time preparing for something that's not going to happen. Have you seen Jessica?
I saw Jessica across the street this morning. She waved, but I just crumbled. Ever since I took those photos, I haven't been able to face her. Do you think I should tell her about the photos, Doctor?
Oh my god. Do you think I should tell her about the photos? I mean, there's no good ending for that, finding out that, by the way, I snuck into your room and took naked photos of you without your will. Just thought I'd come clean to make myself feel better. It's like, that's... Oh, man. Like, on one hand, yes, it sucks to lie to someone, and you've done something abusive and horrible to another human being, and it's horrible that ever happened to her. But on some level, the fact that she doesn't know might be the best case scenario, because if she knew, then you're inflicting the trauma upon her. Because right now, she doesn't know about the trauma. Like, it's not like a rape where something horrible happened to her that she's like repressing or somehow unaware of because something really horrible happened. But it's instead like it's photographs. Like, it's horrible, but not like an abuse that has affected her already. And so while the horrible thing has happened, if she never finds out, then at least she won't suffer the emotional trauma ever. And since they don't seem to be people that really know each other very well and interact much, it might be that she never encounters the photos. So it might be this horrible thing that he has to live with that he did, but maybe she'll never find out and never have to completely freak out over what has happened to her. Because that'd be a problem. I'm gonna say no. Do not tell Jessica.
I didn't think I should either. She'd hate me forever. Maybe when she next waves, I'll at least wave back.
I mean, I don't really care if she hates you or not, because it's pretty, at this point your relationship is pretty irrevocably unhealthy and problematic, and continuing forward with this asymmetric of knowledge and this thing that you did would be, like, really difficult. Maybe try to meet new people and try not to completely make horrible mistakes next time, because holy shit, that was a hell of a leap that you did. I'm not super sure where to go from here. Let's see. Solicitors.
Your questions...
I'd check to see if you had one or not. Let's see. Did you ever see Dekker drink? That's a recurring thing for Mariana. How did it get to Bryce? Did I miss a clue?
I never saw Dr. Dekker touch a drop. Doesn't mean it wasn't going on behind closed doors, though, does it?
Interesting. That's the big final thing I needed to touch on was Bryce, whether or not Bryce has seen Dekker drink. Maybe that was supposed to come from somebody else's story, and that would have made it make more sense.
Yes, sorry. I left out an important detail. The girl, Anushka, she was crying because her cat had gone missing, and she thinks that David killed it. Doctor, I'm worried.
Alright, you're worried?
I'm worried that David's not going to stop at cats. He's killed deer, rabbits, wild birds, and now cats. I'm worried he might add little girls to his list. I can't stop him.
I mean, you could stop him. You already did once.
You sound confused.
Little girls.
I don't know what you're...
David the murderer. David kill little girl. I don't know how to ask about this exactly. Okay. You can't stop him?
I can't stop him. I can't control him in any way at all. Ever since I brought him back from the dead, he has done nothing but ignore me. I'm starting to think that...
Think?
That's not relevant.
You're starting to think that...
That I need to put David out of his misery. That I need to end his suffering. That I need to kill him again. What shall I do, Doctor? Should I kill David?
I mean, at this point, if he is a horrible, weird monster creature, you may need to kill him. I don't know if he's real or not, though, is the issue. Like, she goes out to some lake house where David supposedly is, but she's, like, alone for the most part. So, like, is David even a real person? Or is it just, like, a figment of her imagination? What if she's going off and she's killing animals and skinning them and then blaming it on another person? The girl's a witness, but I don't know the girl either, so the girl almost could be another fake concept as well. But if he is a weird zombie person and he's degrading and everything, then he's already dead once, and it's probably that he needs to die again, and he might be, his desperation might be leading to why he's behaving this way in the first place with all these wild organisms and stuff, killing all these mammals. And we've talked about how it's a good idea to try to repress these powers before things get out of control. If David is real, killing them is a good idea, possibly so that she can refrain from having this ability that apparently brings people back and engaging with that ability. But if she's just off her rocker and the person's not real, then quote-unquote killing David, this fake person, might help her move on. Kill David. Yes. Kill the fuck out of David.
I love him so much. But you're right. It's time. He's becoming a danger to people around him, not just himself.
A danger to people around him? Not just a danger to himself?
No, sorry. Did I give you the photo? I can't remember.
I'm sorry. Photo?
Oh yes, here. From a few weeks ago. As you can see, Doctor, he looks perfectly normal.
Oh god, what's it gonna look like? I'm amused by the idea that the game expects you to have confusing interactions that don't work out because they straight up hide clues to messages in the error messages, basically. David Castleford. That's from a few weeks ago, after he was dead, right? He's looking at you, making eye contact, smiling. No, so this must be before the murder then, huh? How long ago was the murder? This seems to be from before the murder because, well, he looks like a person. Unlike what we're apparently being told.
Oh yes, here. From a few weeks ago. As you can see, Doctor, he looks perfectly normal.
Is David alive in this photo? How long ago did you kill David? Alright. Right, sleeping pills.
I've never used sleeping pills. I'm too afraid of what would happen to me in my sleep.
Concern. She's afraid of what will happen to her in her sleep. Not unreasonable, but she still has to sleep regardless. Seems instead she's just worried that she might be too out and that something extra scary might happen.